We might get it again this season.
For sure, we're going to get some more performances like that. This is the problem with the because I guess.
He comes out the game last night. I'm sorry, real quick. Damo, he comes out the game last night. 5 minutes left in the first quarter. I don't know if you remember this, Damo. He missed one shot before he went out the game. He only missed one shot. He was 7 for 8 from the floor. Missed one shot. He's riding that wave. You know what I'm looking at? The way he was going, I'm looking at least 30. Because there's still 5 more minutes left in the quarter. I'm looking at close to 35 for the quarter. I'm looking at and don't take him out neither. Let's keep this going. Put him back in the second quarter and leave him in. I'm looking at close to 50 at the half, if not more than 50. Let's keep this thing going.
Now, Chilltown. I'm going to present to you with this crazy scenario because this is possible in another reality. On Earth 2300, 2012, alternate reality Earth, he did stay in the chase 81 and 100. And you know what happened? Everything fell off the bone. Every CL possible fell off the bone. You know what you're saying in that reality right now? Why was he even in? It was Drew Timmy. There was no one on the court. There's a reality now where he stays out there, gets hurt, and we're questioning why he's even out there. This is asset management. I'm glad they took him out the game. He does not. They have bigger aspirations than Wemby chasing some history against the broken down Lakers. I would much rather see Wemby competing in June when it matters than trying to put up 100 on this man's team. I don't care. I'm all for it.
But the
game that 81 that Kobe scored, they needed those.
81. They needed the 81.
Oh my God, I'm on the same page with real talk. What am I doing? What am I doing with my life? Okay, we are on the same page. That is good.
They needed the 81. Are you doing? It's not like Kobe was just out there stat pad. The game was close. They were down at halftime.
There have been some ridiculous scoring explosions, 5-minute scoring explosions over the last 20, 25, 26 years since the year 2000. There are very few players who have scored as much as Wemby did in the first quarter in that first 5 minutes. These are the names: Kobe Bryant, Manu Ginobili, LeBron twice, then Dirk, then LeBron, then Gordon, then 3 in a row by Klay Thompson. Steph Curry, Paul George, Damian Lillard, D'Angelo Russell had a moment.
Did you say Ben Gordon? I'm sorry, was Ben Gordon in there?
Yes, Ben Gordon was in there. It was for the Detroit Pistons on April 26th. So probably one of those bullshit games that didn't count. Damian Lillard, D'Angelo Russell, Damian Lillard, CJ McCollum, Scott Walker, Damian Lillard again, James Harden, Dalton Connect did it, and then Russell Westbrook and now Victor Wembanyama. Those are the greatest 5 minutes scoring stretches where players have put over 21 points in 5 minutes. That's very tough. With the asset management, but I can also counter with that and successful mentality. You're gonna get hurt. Wemby for one night, I can get him, especially when he got going like he did last night. I can get that for one night. I ain't saying that I'm playing Wemby 45, 48 minutes every night. I would love to see maximum Wemby for one night. Just that, and that was the night last night. That one night. Because when real talk tells me that we needed all 48. I'm sorry, we needed all 81 of those points from Bryant. Okay, they might not. Without Bryant, they probably wouldn't have won that game. It would have been maybe competitive. Maybe not. They wouldn't have been in the game without Bryant.
It would have been competitive. It would have been not. That's not the point. The point is the Lakers were going to beat. The San Antonio Spurs were going to beat the Lakers last night. You already knew that. But with something special happening, why not let us see that? I can appreciate you looking for the future in the NBA championship. But when if I can see, because I'm turning into a fan right now, if I can see 80 points in the game, if I can see 90, if I can see 90, I want to see that. I want to see 90 points in the game. Because Russell the way we do. We talk about Bryant the way we do. Like Phil Jackson let him off the hook. He let Dallas off the hook that year that he had 63 3/4. It's not 80 again.
But people like yes, like of course as fans we want to see things done, but it also needs to come within like the necessity of the game. Like, we don't want to just see Wemby out there up 40, just like putting up points, because then there's a reason. There is a big difference between the Devin Booker's 70-point game and how that's looked at, and how, let's say, the Luka Doncic 73-point game, not the NBA media, because they shout that. I'm saying, like, us as fans, the Luka Doncic 73-point game, they were in a competitive game against Atlanta. Like, they needed Luka to perform like that, and he did. But watching Wemby just hit spot threes while they're up 45 just for the hell of it, it's like, sure, I guess, but it's like,
That's the game. That's
Also,
the game.
also,
Like, if you want to put an asterisk next to that historic moment, trust the process here. When he'll get there. Just like I was trying to tell you, trust the Jason Tatum process, you got to trust this process too. There will be a game, provided he stays healthy, God willing, over the next 10 to 12 years, where Wemby is going to need to drop 75, 76. And maybe another star is going to be, yo, I hope we're all alive to see it. That would be great. But at that point, it would be real. My issue with, first of all, this episode is crazy. I'm nodding my head along with Damo cooking. I'm up here agreeing with real talk and everything he's saying.
What's wrong with that?
we are in an open.
You don't agree with Damo?
Yo, I'm paying a compliment, yo. Damo been cooking this episode. I don't even agree with him, but I doing a great job. But yeah, I'm just saying, like, I think we are just at a point where we need to start just testing shit for reality. It's not enough to just, the Jalen Johnson stuff. Y'all saw the Jalen Johnson. Oh, Jalen Johnson. Next LeBron James in Atlanta. Shut up, man. No, he's not. Stat padding like that has to be scrutinized. All 60-point games are not the same. Some 60-point games aren't actually necessitated. Where my team needed every 60 points that I put up on the board, and it was tooth and nail, and the other team was actually good. Some 60-point games are going to come against Utah. It's going to come against it's going to come against the G-League Utah Jazz. And I'm sorry, that's definitely something that I can get with. I can definitely get with that. Yo, you know what, Let me ask you a question. If who's the best player in the league right now? I think it's SGA. Perfect. I'm gonna give SGA 48 minutes to cook the main Red Claws. Legitimately, I'm gonna give him some tune-up runs, and he's gonna go down for the OKC Blues, and we're gonna go up against the main Celtics, and he is gonna get to cook to his heart's desire. How many points is he putting up? He's putting up 130.
If it's in an NBA, if it's in an NBA game, I'm here to see it.
Won't break a sweat.
But to counter your point, though, yes,
I can appreciate. I don't want Wilt. I don't want. First of all, people already have enough shit to say about Wilt's record. I don't want Kobe's record to be broken by some stat padding bullshit. If you break 81, I want to believe that you earned it, that it happened in a real way. Can we care about reality for a second?
I know reality,
this AI bullshit TikTok world.
Can we care about but a lot of this stuff is boring. All of this stuff is entertainment. Pin, are you sitting here telling me? Pin, are you sitting here telling me that you wouldn't rather, as much as you've seen Michael Jackson, you would rather him rock for an extra 15 minutes? He have to. He didn't have to do it.
Same thing.
I'm talking about. You know what? Because I came in and I did what I was supposed to do. I came in and I gave you a show. For an hour. But instead of me just leaving the stage, you know what? I'm gonna give you an extra half. Because I'm going to entertain you for an extra half an hour. I already gave you the show you was looking for, but now I'm going to give you an extra half an hour? Come on, man. That's what this is about. You have to remember, Chill's speaking from a fan's point of view. That's what I'm talking about. I ain't talking about Wemby in terms of him being a great player. I'm talking about being a fan. I'm talking about him being a fan. I'm being a fan, and I'm talking about seeing something that I might not see again in my lifetime. And last night was one of those nights where I think I could have seen 75, 80 last night. Maybe even 90. I could have seen
Damo? Yeah, to answer your question, if Michael Jackson had a history of having to sing these songs in X amount of time or his voice would run out, yeah, no, I don't want the extra 15 minutes. We have to remember Wemby has been on minutes restriction repeatedly throughout his career now because he does get hurt because he is so dang tall, his legs is long, free accidents happen. You're right. You can ask for one night for him to be historic, and all it takes is 1 second for the season to be over. We are in the business. I say it all the time. This should be my mantra. This is the business of basketball first. These players on the court, they are not players. They are assets to these owners, these GMs. They are assets. And I am going to protect my asset as much as I can. Shout out to the Spurs. They did what they were supposed to. Let women go out there, drop 37, 40, show he's dominant, and get him the hell out the game. Give Carter Bryant some minutes to put up some more dunks for his dunk reel. Go put out the young guys. Like, give some other guys some chances to play. Sit Wemby down. I'm good. We've seen so many. We do this, but then we see players who get hurt because they're on the court for too long, and then we're sitting up here the next day, everyone criticizing, saying, why is he on the court?
Tonight, just one night.
All it was one night for Derrick Rose, and that was his career.
Oh, that was completely different. The reason why it was different because throughout the course of the season, Derrick Rose was playing heavy minutes, and he eventually broke down. We're talking about this one night. He does run guys in the ground. But with Derrick Rose, he had been playing heavy minutes the entire season. Wemby is not playing heavy minutes this season. But I got one night where he got it going. We ain't got to do this again after tonight. Matter of fact, you can sit tomorrow night.
They're up 40. At a certain point, in fact, let's just stick with the fan entertainment value of it, right? Even from a fan and entertainment perspective, it wouldn't be fun watching Wemby continue to hit threes over Drew Timmy up 45. It just, they don't hit. Right?
They're getting close to 70, 80 real talk. You're not turning the TV on.
Of course, I watched the replay. What I'm saying, though, is it's not like, because Chill is trying to act like, oh, man, we would have saw this. This would have been like such a, grandiose moment. And I'm like, and I'm like, it would have, but it wouldn't be to the extent of these other like high performances because they're up 40. They're up 40. He's doing it against. If I'm watching Wemby get post-ups against Bronny James in the fourth, because he's still out there playing while they're up 55, it wouldn't. It's insane. It wouldn't. I'm sorry. It wouldn't.
Fellas, we do got to move on. I do have to be out of here in about 30 minutes, so we got to get through these super chats. I need y'all to rock with me. But just one more thing before we move off of Victor Wembanyama. Hey, Dabo, did you mean what you said when I don't know who asked it? Who's the best player in the world?
Absolutely. The best player in the world. He's the best player I've ever seen basketball, and I never thought I would still be in my 20s saying that while this man is alive. He's the greatest player I've ever seen.
Hey, Dabo, I'm with you. Hey, and I've just been scared to say, thank you, Dabo, for being a man.
I'll say it.
Ever seen Ron, though? Ever seen, Ron?
Victor Wembanyama.
Ever seen?
Y'all trying to take everything, no. Victor Wembanyama.
He never played with
What did he say?
He's the greatest player I've ever seen in my life.
And he hadn't even played in the league yet.
He ain't even 3 full years in his career. He is the greatest thing I've ever. I sat up here on this very platform with Ox, with Ron, with other people on this very platform saying, "Oh, now when he come over here, man, he ain't getting that off. They ain't not about to let no 7'5" Frenchman come up as he tweening. I'm gonna put an end to that. The league." Draymond on his podcast, oh no, we getting up in his chest. We gonna get up in him. Paul George, we gonna get up in him.
By the way,
we gonna get up in him. We not letting it happen. Look at the league now. He spent a year. He spent a summer with Monks, Kevin Garnett, and Hakeem Olajuwon, and came back off a Naruto training arc. That man is a god to me. I'm sorry. His picture's going right next to him. He is amazing. If there's 20 Wemby Glazers, I call them all to the room. If there's only 10, hey, we lost a good bit of us. If it's one left, that one is me. If there's no Wemby Glazers on this planet, I die. I promise you. That man is amazing. Amazing. Cue the Kanye music.
He's incredible.
Hey, Damo, I'm with you. Real talk. This man is easily a top 5 player in the league. The best defender in the league.
Bitch ass motherfucker.
Hold on, wait. I'm not talking from my perspective. I'm talking to real talk. He's easily a top, and to the consensus, he's easily a top 5 player in the league. And also, he's a top 5 offensive player in the league. Fuck the defense.
He is not.
Fuck the defense.
No, he's not. And that was actually what pissed me off about the conversation we just had, because the super chat was in response to me and Mark saying we don't believe he's a top 5 offensive player.
You guys watch the game, or do you just
the game where he puts Drew Timmy to say otherwise?
Are you watching the game with your glasses on?
Okay, Ron.
Yes.
Hold on. You don't do that to Drew Timmy.
Ron, now you know.
Giannis and Zion got something to say about this right now.
If he can't do this in the playoffs, I don't want to see any PC show panel. Wemby not the real deal. Wemby choking. Wemby not good. You just put the red light on him. You just lit him up. You said that dude is the greatest player of all time. Okay, now hold him to that standard for the rest of your life, or come up here and tell me that you don't take yourself very seriously.
Damo said he's the greatest player of all time.
No. Like my friend influenced me to take the drugs. No, you take the drugs.
I said he's the best in the league. I didn't say he's the greatest of all time. I said the best in the league.
Okay. Well, according to Damo's logic, this is disrespectful to Victor Wembanyama. Don't forget, that's Damo's logic. He's actually disrespecting Victor Wembanyama and opening it up for other content creators to take that clip and talk shit about Victor Wembanyama. Don't forget, that's Damo's logic. When did I say that? When did you say that? When I said that Tyrese Maxey could possibly be a first team All NBA, and you said why am I disrespecting Tyrese Maxey and Austin Reeves? You don't remember this?
No, yes, because in the context of the conversation, we were talking about 2 totally different other players, and you inserted him into a conversation he was not in to debate his case.
You're disrespecting Victor Wembanyama because you told me that other content creators, and people on the internet will take that tape and use it as a way to disrespect Tyrese Maxey. Other content creators and people on the internet are going to take that Victor Wembanyama rant you just went on and use that disrespect to Dom. I need you to stop disrespecting Victor Wembanyama. The difference is that Tyrese Maxey is closer to first team All NBA than Victor Wembanyama is to the best basketball player we've ever seen. That's the difference. And again, the difference is that I was talking to being right than you.
Listening is fundamental. Crazy. Listening is fundamental because I ain't say shit about what y'all said.
No. Being consistent is fundamental. Standing on your nuts and being consistent is fundamental. Practicing what you preach. Practicing what you preach is fundamental.
I love what you're doing.
He will fall profit. This is why he ain't let me talk, chat. No, I ain't let him talk because you said enough. You just lost your goddamn mind, and now I'm just holding you accountable to stick to your logic. He will chill. Get your ass out of this. So y'all stay out of this. I'm sick and tired. I'm gonna tell you what. This week I am sick and tired of your ass. I'm sick and tired of real talk. Both of you niggas shut your pie hole. You understand real talk? I'm tired of your ass this week. See, I'm tired of your ass too. Damo, I'm getting sick and tired of this shit.
Am I allowed to say my nuts?
No, you had your chance. You had your chance. Your nuts is gone now.
Okay, whoa, I'm not castrated. Listen,
you castrated yourself.
Listen, and I'm gonna take the take off for this one. Listen here, buddy. The difference between what I said and what you said is Ron asked me a question. Do I believe Wemby's the best player?
Because you said it already. You said it.
Don't my turn.
Don't do shit. You better not do that, Mike.
It's my turn. It's my turn.
I'm going to see your ass tomorrow. You better not mute my mic.
The difference is We were talking about Cade and Jalen Brunson. We were talking about something totally different, and you wanted to interject with, oh, well, what about Tyrese Maxey? Tyrese Maxey, he got wiggle to him.
Ryan, answer that because you said it, Damo. Don't lie to the people. Damo, don't lie to my people.
Let him get this up.
I will, but he's lying, Ron. God damn it. I'm getting sick of this shit, Ron.
Asked who's the best player in the world, alluding to someone saying, I don't know, Yogi, or just trying to find out. I said Wemby. Penn said who's the best player in the world? I said Wemby. Ron heard it, brought it back. He brought it back. Wait, Damo, what did you say about Wemby?
Who asked you who's the best player in the world that you've ever seen? Who asked you is he the best player of all time? Who asked you is he the best player to ever walk on earth?
I never said he was the best player of all time. All I said he was the greatest player I've ever seen. That's it. That was my sentence.
Who asked you that?
I've never seen.
Who asked you that? Nobody asked you that. You inserted that. I think he's the best player. No, you said it and Ron clarified. Ron said Damo. He said Damo. Did you just? He asked you to clarify if that's what you said. If you did what you said, he asked you. No. He asked you if you meant what you said.
I gave him the truth. I told him my truth. My truth that Wemby is the best player, the greatest player I've ever seen. I don't got y'all eyes. Some of you niggas wear glasses. I can't see what y'all see.
So you need some of these glasses.
Guess what? I can only speak for me. That's it. But you bring it up. You know what?
Just say
overnight them shits to Damo. He tripping.
Yo, when I go to
Damo, nigga cook Drew Timmy. He the best player you ever seen in your life.
He was the greatest before
you guys have been trying to discredit everything Mr. Wembanyama's done. You guys are discrediting everything.
Best player you ever seen.
Damo been saying that.
Thank you, Chill.
Damo been crazy then.
Okay, but
do you think though that he's the best? Do you think he's the greatest, or do you think he's the most talented?
Most talented. To be honest, without being like super clickbaity about it, he's the best player I've ever seen. I differentiate between greatest and best. Greatness requires accolades, X, Y, and Z. In terms of actual just talent, God-given gift at basketball,
he's easily one of the best.
He's the best. He definitely has the most talent I've ever seen.
What's the gap between him and
Kevin? It's a big gap. What the hell?
Yeah. In terms of force on the basketball court, in terms of I can't believe I have to face that guy tonight. Oh my God, I'm fucked. That.
The difference is that Wemby's a low ass bull.
I guess. The gap. What's the distance between the tallest man ever and the shortest man ever? That's how big the gap is. That's how big the gap is.
That's absolutely.
That's how big the gap is.
We have to sit here. We have to stop acting like there are no drawbacks to Wemby being that tall. Like, because that's really what it is. It's not like Wemby's the greatest 3-point shooter we've ever seen. It's not like he has the best handle we've ever seen. It's not like, but he does that stuff at 7'4". So now it's magnified, which I agree. But there are also drawbacks to being that tall.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know the drawback when it comes to Wemby.
When I saw Wemby, I thought this is a guy who can be the greatest player. And I hope we're kind of all there in the same way. Where like, he can get there. I don't think he's there right now. I still think there's a burning
That's what makes it scary.
matchup. Yo, for real. That is scary. He lost time with the blood clots. He lost time on development. His team is not exactly a bomb squad right now, but he's getting them there. I believe he will win a championship in the next 2 or 3 years. I believe he will win MVP if he stays healthy. I believe he might win 6 MVPs. I do believe we have this conversation in 20 years. We might be talking about him as top 5 player of all time and maybe the GOAT. Maybe.
Well,
I'm not there yet. And what I'm saying is, if you put a forward like OG and Anunoby on him right now, if your team employs a player like that, he is going to be in a lot of trouble. Okay. Wait.
No, they're not. Okay, so here's my thing. No, you hold up, because I'm tired of this. You guys see one game of Wemby getting clamped, and you say, or Wemby struggling, and you guys will be like, oh, he's not this, he's not that. But when we see the game where he goes ballistic, then we can't give him the credit for that. So which one is it? Because I'm pretty sure
the same dumbass opinion that you have of them.
I never said that. I never said that. I never said that.
I never. Okay. Because he goes off doesn't mean then I have to say, oh, he's a top 5 offensive player.
So then, but I'm saying, can we keep the praise as loud as the criticism as well?
Absolutely.
I can't.
He's the greatest player ever, and he's a top 5 offensive player.
But this is all I'm saying, though. This is all I want to say. In a 7-game series, if they play the Knicks, and OG Anunoby checks him over a 7-game series, he's going to bust OG Anunoby's ass 4 out of those 7 games.
2 times, maybe twice. 4
out of those 7 games.
Look, as soon as Victor Wembanyama gets better than Cooper Flag, we can start having these conversations. When he gets better than Cooper Flag, we can start talking about it.
What?
You heard me?
Who?
Who?
Over 90% of all NBA title teams in the last however many X number of years have all won 40 games before hitting 20 losses, and that is still a reality for this Rockets team. They've got to go 7-0 now. It was 8-0 before this game. 7-0 to be able to hit 40 wins before 20 losses. But if the Rockets team starts to gel, if they're able to use some momentum from these 2 Clippers games going into All-Star break and then come out of the gate swinging on the other side, still certainly a possibility. Again, I want your thoughts in the YouTube comments, but as always, thanks so much for checking out the show. Remember, the best way to help us grow the show is to listen every single day on a podcast platform of your choosing, and then like, comment, subscribe on YouTube. But as always, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. We look forward to having you back right here at Locked On Rockets, the daily podcast home for everything Houston Rockets basketball.
So why he backing up though?
On today's show, Kevin Durant scores 26 points to lead the Rockets in their win against the Clippers. How Houston used an impressive third quarter to be able to put this game away. It's all coming up right here at Locked On Rockets.
This is Mission Control, Houston. Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What's up, and welcome to another edition of Locked On Rockets, your daily podcast home for everything Houston Rockets basketball, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day, now the #1 sports podcast network. As always, I'm your host, Jackson Gatlin, native Houstonian and credentialed media member. Be sure to follow along wherever you listen to your podcast or on YouTube. Just search Locked On Rockets. On today's show, we're talking about the Rockets' 102-95 win against the Clippers. A good, solid all-around win. 26 points from Kevin Durant, 22 from Alperen Sengun, a very efficient 16 points from Ben Thompson, 16 points from Reed Shepherd, also off the bench. Good balanced scoring approach in this game, strong defense, a good third quarter that really helped put the Clippers away, at least for a while. We'll talk about how the floor kind of fell out in the fourth quarter. We'll get to all the different angles from this game, as well as Kevin Durant continuing to make history in a Rockets jersey. Fred VanVleet joining the guys in the booth, Ryan Hollins and Craig Ackerman. It was great to hear from Steady Freddie on the microphone during the broadcast. That was a lot of fun. Going to get to all of that on today's show. First, I'll let you know that today's episode is sponsored by FanDuel. The winter games are on, and there's no better way to follow them than with a bet on FanDuel. FanDuel, play your game. Now, where we're going to start is on the surface, looking at this game, it doesn't look like anything crazy impressive. You're just box score watching. It's 102-95 final score, 7-point game. You know, against a Clippers team that clearly just went through a fire sale. Yes, they're playing some good basketball, or have been. They just lost James Harden. They just lost Zubac. Like, they're clearly undergoing a lot of change and embarking upon a new franchise direction. But you still can't take the Clippers lightly. They have a strong assortment of talent, and on any given night, when certain guys decide they want to wind back the clocks a little bit, Clippers can still be a very, very dangerous team. This is just a solid win. And I think the major takeaway from this one is that the Rockets were able to put together a really strong third quarter, both offensively and defensively. And that third quarter, as well as some of the action that we saw at the top of the fourth quarter, that stretch of the game is what won them this game. Kevin Durant was kind of struggling in the first half of this one and woke up in a big way in the third quarter. Alperen Sengun had a strong third quarter. Each of those guys, Kevin Durant led the way with 11 points in the third quarter. 11 in the third. 11 in the third from KD, 9 in the quarter from Alperen Sengun. So those guys combining for 20 of the Rockets' 27 points in that frame on a combined 8 of 11 shooting. So they both kind of locked in, were able to start knocking down some serious shots. And it was at the end of the quarter, Alperen Sengun had a pair of back-to-back buckets, and then at the top of the fourth quarter, there was a run where it started with a DFS three-pointer, and then an Amin Thompson transition dunk, and then you had Sengun run across a little kind of cross-screen post-up action, and he hits a hook shot, and at that point, the lead balloons up to 85-72. At that point, it was the biggest lead for the Rockets in the game. It was an 11-0 run dating back to the end of the third quarter, and so it was that kind of stretch into the third quarter, start of the fourth quarter, where the Rockets' offense was clicking on all cylinders. And in the fourth quarter, across the first 6 minutes of the quarter, the Clippers were held at just 1 of 10 shooting and only 5 points in that entire span. So Rockets lead balloons out, and they're flirting with a 15-point lead that Clippers hit a bucket, then Rockets come right back down, hit another bucket. At one point, Reed Shepherd cooked Splash Mountain. That was fun. But it was kind of a point where the Rockets used that surge at the end of the third quarter and the lockdown defense and their ability to still continue generating decent offense at the top of the fourth quarter to create the separation that they needed in this game to be able to pull out the win. Because on paper, it's not like they had a crazy 35-point, 40-point scoring quarter or anything. They scored 27 in the first, 24 in the second. Then they scored 27 in the third, and then 24 in the fourth. So they had identical 51-point halves in the first half and the second half. It's just about the timing and where these runs ultimately occurred in the given kind of context of the game, and also defensively being able to hold the Clippers to just the 20 points in the third quarter. So you won that quarter plus 7, and then the defense for the first 6 or 7 minutes or so of the fourth quarter was really impressive, and the Clippers were kind of playing lifeless at that point. Once the game had opened up that much, the guys that Ty Lue had in the game kind of looked like they were basically rolling over and just waiting for Lue to wave the white flag. And funny enough, Lue waves the white flag, and suddenly his white flag lineup actually makes it a bit of a game again. The Rockets had a moment there where it looked like we might be headed for one of those really rough collapses offensively. The Clippers mounted a not insignificant 8-0 run to cut the score to 94-87 late there in the fourth quarter. And the Rockets went scoreless for a stretch of about 3 minutes where they just could not put the ball in the hoop. And they were getting some decent looks. It's not like it was garbage possession. There were some of those looks in there, but they had decent looks at it. Just the offense just completely dried up. But because they had built themselves up that cushion when shots were falling, and they didn't take the foot off the gas defensively. They were still focused and fighting hard on that end of the floor. They were able to stop.
Fuck up, Tigger.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Draymond Green Show. On today's show, I'll talk to Scrappy Dubs. I'll bounce back before sharing my thoughts on 2 NBA.
Welcome to halftime. First, let's take a look at the injuries this team has been dealing with. And swerving off topic for a moment, since this is the halftime show, I was just wondering, what was halftime?
Oh my God, what was that?
Back when you guys were playing.
I would never be checking my stats and figure out if I'm close to a double-double. That's
what it do, bitch crew. FDB, flight team stand down.
Double-double. He didn't know if it was rebounds and points already or a cheeseburger. I'm talking about the cheeseburger.
Flight team stand up. It's February. FTC.
Well, they aren't defending the perimeter. Those shooters
2 NBA fights. It is getting testy. Yeah, guys, ready for All-Star break. I've been telling y'all about them dog days. Temperatures a little bit shorter. Views a little bit less. You ain't got it. And leads to these things.
possible league expansion, and the downright disgusting, blatant tanking that is taking place right now in the NBA, I'm going to save my thoughts for a few. Let's just get into it. The Draymond Green Show is proudly presented by Grooms. Grooms proves that you can do the least and still feel the most, thanks to a delicious daily habit that does the heavy lifting. Save up to 52% off with code Draymond at grooms.co. That's code Draymond at GRUNS.co. First, Dubs come back versus the Grizzlies. We hit a run last 5 minutes or so of the game and was able to come back and get the win. We needed that win as obviously we play San Antonio tomorrow. You know, you want to get the games that you're supposed to win, give yourself a free swing in the games that you're not quite supposed to win. San Antonio will be coming off a back-to-back. They play tonight in L.A. However, LA is not playing most of their players, Lakers, that is. You know, so they'll be coming off back-to-back, which may not be a hard-fought win, so I'm not sure how much that benefits us. Needless to say, it was great for us to come back and get that win last night. I spoke about tanking, and last night's win leads me directly to the tanking conversation. Memphis it's obvious they're tanking. You trade Bane, you trade Jaren, Sid and Ja. Like it's very obvious they're tanking. Ty Jerome's playing great and sit him the last 7-8 minutes of the game. Comeback start happening. You're like, man, they're gonna bring Ty back. Don't bring Ty Jerome back. Yeah, the tank job is real in Memphis. But they're not the only team tanking. And it's crazy because these teams are tanking and, like, they're making it as obvious as it's ever been. Like, Utah, maybe 2 games in a row now, has not played Lauri Markkanen, Jaren Jackson Jr., Yusef Nurkic in the fourth quarter. Some of these games are close. Some of these games, Jaren got 26 going into the fourth. Lauri got 25 going into the fourth. And these guys don't play the fourth quarter. Like, the tank job that's going on in the NBA is unbelievable. Chicago is clearly tanking. Clearly tanking. You look at these teams, and it's like, it's so nasty. Like, it is disgusting what's going on with these teams. I've seen tanking before. We've seen the Philadelphia 76ers tank. We've seen OKC tank. This stuff is just like, it's more blatant than it's ever been. Like, literally not putting guys back in the game because it's like, oh man, you know, we may win too much. Utah has to stay within the top 8 or their pick goes to Oklahoma City. So Sam Press is livid at what Utah's doing. Only problem with that is Sam Presti just won a championship last year doing what Utah's doing. But it ain't so fun when the Raptors got the best. And so, I don't know, man. I just think it's terrible for the league, the tanking that's going on. For players, it's like you're playing against all these teams that's tanking. That's no fun. Like, you're playing, like, you go into these games and stuff that's supposed to be open isn't open. These guys don't know who they should be because these guys are trying to lose. Like, it is disgusting. And it's just, it's terrible for the NBA. 10 teams are tanking. Utah is tanking. Memphis. Brooklyn is tanking. Washington is tanking. New Orleans is tanking. I don't really know what they're tanking for, but they're tanking. Zach's tanking. the Clippers are tanking. Unfortunately, Kawhi is still Kawhi and playing like him. That it ain't really working. But the Clippers are trying to tank. This is a team that's been in the tax for years on end, trying to win for a championship. They're quite honestly tanking. The Pacers are tanking. They just made the move for Zubac. They're gearing up for next year, but they're tanking too. Like, you're talking a third of the league is tanking right now. It's not even All-Star breakers. And the full-out tank jobs are on. Again, we've seen this. We've seen teams come out of All-Star break, and you play Utah at the beginning of the year, and it was a tough game, and then you come out of All-Star break, and you play them. It's like, man, that's not even the same team. And not necessarily that they traded all their guys away. They just got them sitting there on the end of the bench. It's like, the tank jobs are unbelievable, man. It's unbelievable. And like I said, it's a third of the NBA tanking. And I just don't know that. Like, it's just not great for me.
Dude.
It makes for less competitive games. It's teaching these young guys who's on these teams that's taking bad habits. They don't get to learn good habits. And then the reality is the majority of them then end up being casualties in these tanking situations. They end up being casualties and moved on for the next bag of chips. And so it's really unfair. Like, it's really unfair. It's unfair to the guys trying to compete, trying to build careers for themselves. Every now and then you get like a Robert Covington situation where he's involved in a tank job and become a real NBA player and put a real NBA career together. Every now and then you get one of those. A Lou Dort, part of a tank job, becomes a real part of it. Now, what I will say is Lou Dort's first year played a very important role in guard James Harden. And then, obviously, in the playoffs, he was on that team in the Shea second year, first year with OKC. Like, but then he's part of the tank job and benefits from it, right? Like, become a real dominant NBA player, all NBA performer. Excuse me, all defensive team performer in the NBA. Like, yeah, every now and then you get those, but more often than not, you get the Isaiah Rodmans. You get Jalil Okafor. You get all of these guys that are a part of these tank jobs, and they just fizzle out because they're not taught proper techniques. Then you get off of them. They go to another situation. They're like, man, you've been in the league for 4 years. You don't know X, Y, and Z? Well, no, I've been a part of a tank job. So at some point, the NBA has to figure out a way. Like, start taking these draft picks. If you're tanking, your draft pick automatically drops down. If you suck, you suck. Then you should get the pick. But if you don't really suck as bad as you suck and you're just trying to stack the pick, secretly, I'm a bomb a year to get, that's garbage. You're teaching these kids how to lose. You don't just flip the switch and become a winner. You're teaching these kids how to lose. First time we've ever seen a real tank job work is OKC. But let me tell you something. These people have so many picks. And by the way, Sam Presti may be one of the best drafting GMs in the history of general managers. So even in still in doing the tank job, Sam Presti, from a draft perspective, is elite as they get. He is as elite of a drafting general manager as they get. This man back-to-back drafted James Harden, Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, James Harden. Somewhere in there drafted Serge Ibaka. Shortly after that, Stephen Adams. Like, this guy is one of the best drafting GMs in the history of GMs making draft picks. And so even in still, it works for them. You still have to be the elite of the elite. You still have to be the elite of the elite in order to even make that plan work. It actually don't work for most people. It just works for them. It's a copycat league. So now everybody's like, oh, I got to tank because I'm going to get the next championship in the small market. Bullshit. No, you not.
No.
No, you are not. Small market teams that'll be getting championships, San Antonio Spurs. They've been champ. Been champ. Oklahoma City, they're champions now. But you're just not about to be, oh, we're all going to tank it. Like, that's not how this works. Stop rewarding tanking. It's ridiculous.
How am I missing
it's
those,
killing the
bro?
product. After the break, I'm going to continue to go around the association, discuss not one, but two NBA fights. Same night, one night, two fights. The league possibly getting two more teams and much, much more. Be right back after this. I'll be honest, healthy habits have never been more important. So this year, I actually found a routine that's much easier to stick to. Grooms. Feels like doing the least, works like doing the most. A simple, delicious daily habit that makes a real difference without overhauling my life. If you haven't heard me talk about grooms before, they're a convenient formula packed into a daily snack pack of gummies. I love that it's not including nutrient-dense and whole food RUNS. First, Musa Diabate was mush. It's mush. Mushed. Not punched. Not slapped. Mushed. For those of you that don't know what mush is I take my hand, put it on your face, and just push your head back. That's more disrespectful than even slapping someone, let alone punching someone. Mushing someone is probably to the level of spitting in someone's face. Like if you mush me, it's just a complete lack of respect. It's a complete like I don't respect you enough to punch you. I'm not worried enough about you to slap you. So I'm just gonna take my hand and mush you. Like get out of my face, man. So Musa Diabate gets mushed. And quite honestly, I wasn't too surprised. He went to Michigan. And so there was no shocker there. The shocker is Miles, my spark dog, defending this Michigan guy like that. I just didn't quite understand that. No, but in all seriousness, he got mushed, and he then proceeded to act like he wanted to go at Jalen Duren. When he went at Jalen Duren, people was kind of holding him back, but not really holding him back. So if he wanted to get at Jalen Duren, he could have got at Jalen Duren. He didn't really try to do that. That was along the base. As it spilled up the sideline, he continued to try to go at Jalen Duren. And he didn't necessarily want to get there, but he acted like he was trying to. And it'll be interesting to see because he's going to get probably suspended for at least a game. But quite honestly, he didn't do much. He put his head to Jalen Duren, and that's about to the extent of what Musa Diabate did. They called it a headbutt. I don't consider doing this to someone head to headbutt. That's a headbutt. So he didn't quite headbutt him. But the Pistons, one thing I will say about them Pistons, they was all on the same page in their interviews. So he didn't really do much. Like the initial head rub. And then from that point on, he was kind of just acting like he was running. And even when it got back, like they're headed out, he's still acting like he's trying to get loose. So I think he's going to actually get suspended because of all the pretending made it look like he was a bigger part of what happened than he actually was. For the Charlotte Hornets, Miles is going to get the worst of it because, again, Diabate really didn't do anything except act like he was doing it. And Miles was just like, all right, I'm with it, so I'm doing it. That's what's going to happen there. Jalen Duren won't get much. He may get a couple games, maybe. Isaiah Stewart, I worry. I worry about Isaiah Stewart because I've been in the seat that Isaiah Stewart sits. And it's not a fun seat to sit in because you're not judged like everyone else. Had Duncan Robinson, who walked away from the fight, had Duncan Robinson run off the bench to get in the fight, it'd be viewed different. Or Tobias Harris ran off the bench to get into a fight, it'd be viewed different. Or Asar Thompson run off the bench, it'd be viewed different. Or if Dennis Jenkins ran off the bench, it'd be viewed differently. Unfortunately for Stewie, you will be viewed and punished through the toughest lens possible. And I hate when I see people getting on TV saying, this person should get that amount of games. You should suspend them for this amount of games. Because there's no standard. So, there's no, oh, you do, for instance, if you got caught smoking weed when weed was illegal and banned substance in the NBA, your first one was you go into this program. And then the second one was a fine. And then the third one was a game or 5 games. And then 10. Point being, there's guidelines. If you punch someone, there's no guideline. Stewie gets automatic 1 game for leaving the bench. Great. That's a guideline. But now everything else is just up to someone's opinion. Discretionary. That to me, and then people going on TV well, he should get this, but how can you say that? And what's the logic behind it? I saw someone say he should be suspended the rest of the season. I saw someone say 25 games, which is probably the rest of the season. I saw someone say 10 games. But what's the logic behind the number? Is it the fine amount? Because his fine amount for 5 games could be $800,000. So then what's the right dollar amount? So I struggle when people get up there oh, man, it should be this amount of games. But based off what?
Bro, how the fuck?
Based on what should it be?
I keep missing those shots. I don't miss those, bro.
By what guy? So I struggle with that a bit. Needless to say, I think they're going to throw the book at Stewie. I'd be very shocked if they didn't, and I hope they don't. But I think they're going to throw the book at him. But I hate these people talking about, oh, man, he should get X amount of games. Who are you? Who the fuck are you? He should get this amount of games. You don't even know what Adam Silver is basing it off of. You have no clue. You're just out here throwing out a wild amount of games because it don't affect you. Don't affect your team. It don't affect your pockets. So people go up there and they get their microphone and they throw out these extreme amount of games. And then they run and say, the NBA soft. But you just do the extreme amount of games for this little fight. NBA soft. These guys soft. The game's too nice. You get guys saying that. The game's too nice, but then when you get to fight, they're like, this dude should be out the league. Pick a side and stay there. Man, these guys jump ship more than college players in the NIL area. Pick a side and stay. Well, I love Shaq. Shaq sits on one side and he stays there. Don't go back and forth. He picks a side and he stays there. Gilbert Arenas picks a side, he stays there. Kind of stays on that same side with everything. I can respect when guys pick a side and they stay on that side. These guys be so wishy-washy. I was a tough guy. Suspend them. The game need help.
Let's go.
The
Come
game
on,
is
man.
soft. Why they fight? Why are they pick a side and stay? Jesus Christ. So we'll see what happens with the suspension. Miles' hands do work. They definitely work. You held your own, young fella. Gotta love it, Spartan dog. I respect it. It's all about fighting for no Wolverine. But I respect it. No, I one day fought for a Wolverine. Not fought, but I one day protected a Wolverine. So I get it. I get it, Miles. Stay out of
Talking
trouble.
about Jordan Poole.
Heard it from me first. Salute, brother.
Yeah, stupid.
When it comes to money, you probably want fewer confusion options, better habits, and a clearer way to see growth. That's exactly why Telus exists. Telus actually started as a leading property management app, helping owners and managers collect rent, communicate with
Missed that,
tenants,
though.
and stay organized. But now, Telus goes further, helping people who want their money to grow. Telus offers a high-yield savings. TelusApp.com or search Telus IC Insurance. In other NBA fights, Nas Reed and Muhammad Gay both ejected after a fight in the Hawks and Timberwolves game. This one was a little baffling to me because I didn't understand why Muhammad Gay was ejected. Maybe he did something before the tussle to be ejected, but the tussle, when he's tussling, Nas Reed is like yanking him and swinging him, and if he don't put his arm out and brace, he's going to go down. Who's just trying to go down? In the NBA game, gets slammed to the floor. And then he gets ejected for just not allowing himself. I gave y'all an example of this a couple weeks ago. When Brad Beal tried to beat me up, and Brad, my dog, by the way, Brad tried to beat me up, and Brad's trying to slam me. Y'all know Brad ain't nothing but 6'2", 205 pounds. Brad trying to slam me. Brad, you're not slamming me. So I like hold on. But I'm not going to let him slam me, so I hold on. And he's trying to slam, so then my weight falls over on Brad because Brad's 205 soaking wet. Like, and then I got fined like the most. And I'm like, yo, all I did was not allow myself to get slammed. That's what's going on here. So Muhammad Gay gets thrown out the game, and all he did was just put his arm out and not allow himself to get slammed. He's initially saying, like, bro, what are you doing? And what are you talking about? Or something like that. And he gets thrown out the game. I don't understand that. Nas Reed's trying to slam him. Now, again, I didn't see what led to Nas getting so mad outside of the foul. But I didn't see it. Like, was there something that happened? I don't know that happened. But I do, like, for him to get, unless, like, Gay did something wild that may not, like, I don't understand how he got kicked out of the game. I feel like the referees take the easy way out, like, oh, we're just going to get rid of both of them. No, make the tough choice.
Walk out of here.
Sometimes you have to make the tough choice. I don't know that Muhammad Gay deserved to be thrown out of that one. If that fight was a little less spicy than the Pistons fight, if the Pistons were in Detroit, I saw somebody like they lucky, Charlotte lucky they was in Detroit because Miles would have had a problem. And I wanted to remind them, Miles is from Flint, Michigan. I don't think if they were in Detroit, Miles would have had much of a problem. So for all you little internet people out there that just be out there talking and don't know what the hell y'all be talking about, I just want to remind y'all that thankfully they wasn't in Detroit because we don't need that problem going any further than what it went. But Miles, Flint, Michigan, he would have been all right. The NBA Board of Governors is likely to vote this summer on expanding the league by 2 teams. Las Vegas and Seattle are considered to be the favorite cities. I must say, expansion for the league from a business perspective, I think is incredible. I imagine that one of these teams will be more than likely a minority owner. A minority owner having control. which isn't something we've really seen in the NBA. But I think there's more minorities in positions to do this. And so I think one of the teams at least will have that, which I think is great for the league in itself, just with what the league stands for. Add another couple teams taking advantage of these great cities that are incredible markets like a Seattle, like a Nashville, like a Las Vegas. I think all of that's incredible. We hear a lot about Mexico City, game going global, international, I should say. It's already in Canada. Now you got Mexico holding, like all of those things, great. Earlier in the show, we spoke about tanking, and there's a third of the teams in the NBA tanking, which means a third of the teams in the NBA absolutely suck. So I don't know, from a talent and competitive basketball standpoint, that expansion is good. Business-wise, incredible. Basketball talent-wise, I don't think it's great. You're going to spread the talent even more thin, and it's already pretty thin now. Especially with what, guys? The Stunted Word, second apron, hard cap. Especially with that, the talent's already thin. And with an expansion team, it just gets thinner across the board. I don't know that that's great for the game. Business-wise, love it. For the game, I'm not sure it's great. Talk expansion draft, Vegas and Seattle are two teams that I think would be able to acquire free agents to come there after the expansion draft. I think these teams will thrive in these places. I just really worry that there's not enough talent to add 30 more spots. When you look at some of these teams around the NBA, you don't know half the guys' names who take the NBA floor. I just don't remember being that way when I was growing up. And so I just think the talent pool is going to get watered down more and more from a basketball standpoint, and it already hasn't been that good. So how do you, like what's the fix to that? From a business standpoint, yeah, great. You get a couple more of these multi-billion-dollar teams floating around. Like, yes. But just from a talent standpoint, I don't know that I love it. When you're walking out there playing against teams night after night, other teams hanging up, and then they're telling me now there's about to be essentially two more teams tanking because these teams are going to have to try to keep good. I don't know that is great for the game. I just don't know. You got teams tanking before All-Star break. We're going to add another 30 roster spots plus two-way. I don't know that the talent level is quite there to support that. And if it's not, then you kind of got another Vancouver Grizzlies situation where it wasn't great at all and they ultimately had to move. Like, if it's not. So I just don't love that side. Business side, I think it's absolutely incredible. And we've waited on this, right? Like, we've expected this last couple years. You would hear Commissioner Silver say, we can't talk expansion until a new TV deal is done. The new TV deal is a year in now, almost a full year season in. And now you're starting to hear these talks, and so this summer, as promised, it will come up after the TV deal. And I think, I don't think there's any chance that these don't go. I think 1,000% you get these these two expansion franchises. That is to be expected. I expect a very familiar owner. It'd be nice to see who that is. We shall see. Talent-wise, again, I just worry. But two incredible cities, Seattle and Las Vegas, are ready for basketball. These cities are built to take on these things. It's a shame that, left Seattle in the first place. Hard to complain with what OKC's done and the attendance that they have and the turnout, the fan support that they have. But sucks that Seattle hasn't had a team in this long, and it'd be great to get them one back. And then obviously Vegas is Vegas. The Aces have shown what's capable there.
You were able to clamp down defensively as the game wore on. What was the key there?
and I think they should have an
Well, we stay patient. We can touch the shots. They hit some
these are
tough
two
ones early
very
on. I
deserving
think in the pick
cities.
and roll,
I think
we made a
Nashville
solid
out there,
adjustment, and
maybe
we turned that around. Coach made a great adjustment, and we was able to get rebounds and go.
The patience was so important. It paid off. Thanks, KD.
Nashville should have that team. Anyway, they're tanking anyway, so it'll be a while. Do it now. It's the time. But that's that. That's expansion. Exciting time for the league. Talent, we shall see. Dame Dollar making his season debut in the three-point contest. What started as a joke with my guy Michael Levine, NBA executive, has come to fruition. Dollar will be out there, and if you think Dollar not coming out there to try to go crazy and win that, you out of your mind. I'm looking forward to seeing that. Much better field in the three-point contest than it is the dunk contest. They scrapped the skills challenge. How about scrap the dunk contest, for Christ's sake? Not it. Looking forward to seeing Dame Dollar take the floor, though, in his Portland jersey. How about that? Cam Thomas signed with the Bucks. And unfortunately for Cam Thomas, the type of player that he is, the value of that player right now today is probably at its lowest that it's ever been. And so Cam Thomas, who averages 24 points a game, gets waived because a trade doesn't happen. And, it's really like guys who score the basketball at an elite level but does not quite compete on the defensive end, they're just really losing value in this league of guys that is everything's fast in this league. Everybody's trying to get downhill. Everybody's playing off closeouts. Everybody's live. When you're on the court today, like you used to have guys like they catch the ball, you ain't got to worry about things drop. Everybody who catch the ball today is live. And I just think it's made it tougher for those guys who don't really lock in on the defensive end, but score the basketball. It's made it tougher for teams to play them. And so Cam Thomas gets waived, averaging 24 points a game. And it'll be good to, important for him to try to go figure that other side of it out over the course of these next 25, 30 games that he's in Milwaukee, because until then, I think you just end up with more of the same. And his best chance to just have the ball in his hands has probably come and passed him by, which was Brooklyn. So Milwaukee already got guards that they trust, so they're not just